on my very first page for Get Messy's season, which is nature. So you knew that I had to do that. And I have made this little sketchbook out of some mixed media paper that I used what's called a pamphlet stitch. You like poke holes along the center of it, and then you kind of sew it up with some thread. There's lots of explanations out there. I'm sure you can Google it and find out how to make it. And then, but I've covered each page with gesso just so that they won't bleed through to the other side. And I'm working with alcohol markers on top of gesso, and they don't blend like they normally do, so that's a little different. But that's why I signed up for this, because it's all about experimentation, trying different things in my artwork, because lots of times I just get stuck doing the same old thing. I signed up for Get Messy, and I'm really hopeful because I have a tendency to get stuck and get so caught up in details. And my work's very detailed, I know that, but sometimes I think I obsess over things I shouldn't obsess about, and so I'm hoping that will help break me out of that habit and create some new habits of just playing more with the artwork instead of going straight into a project and working till it's finished. I'm really loving this pencil I picked up at my local art store here in town. It's called More Art Supply and More, because it says what it writes on everything, and it just makes the coolest effect. The highlights.
And you have to take care of that plant and not wait until the last minute, or you don't have to wait until the plant is dying to actually take care of her.
So prompt 1 of the nature series that we're in at Get Messy says to choose an animal that interests you. Do some research on it and learn about its ways. Study photographs of it for its colors, lines, spots, shapes, textures. Create a page based on your observations and studies. And I found this old book. Not sure where I got it. Probably at one of the library's used book sales. And it's called The Folklore of Birds by Laura C. Martin. It's really cool because it gives some scientific information on the bird, what it looks like, where you can find it. But then it goes on to talk about the folklore and the myths from the birds. And I like that because I think a lot of our stories and myths stem from trying to explain what we see in nature. So it's all sort of really tied together. That's why I chose it to use on my first page of my new art journal. I'm probably going to do some of the wording into this. Probably going to put some words over here from the books, some of the folklore tales. I think that would be interesting, especially the story about why he has the white wings. mockingbird's song was considered so beautiful that great numbers of these birds were captured in the wild while young and kept as caged birds until laws were passed making the practice illegal. Its uncanny ability to mimic many different sounds, including crickets and frogs, is used by the mockingbird for more than just entertainment. Ornithologists have discovered that females are attracted to the males with the greatest vocal abilities, an added incentive for males of the species to develop their vocabulary. I think that the human species could probably learn a few things from the mockingbird. The Cherokee Indians believe that the mockingbird, which they call hoo-hoo, has magical natural powers because it could imitate so easily. The Pueblo Indians believe that it was the mockingbird that gave the gift of speech to humans. The Texan-Mexican folk tale relates how the mockingbird received the white markings on its wings. The story goes that at the beginning of time, all the animals spoke Spanish. But the mockingbird was so proud of his song, he became conceited, declaring that it was he that caused the flowers to dance. His mate, fearful of his newfound pride, added, "Con el favor de Dios," with the help of God. But the mockingbird would not listen, and the next morning began to sing to the flowers. Just as he began his song, a hawk snatched him up and carried him away. The frightened mockingbird cried out, "Con el favor de Dios," admitting that he could do nothing without the help of the Lord. The hawk dropped him in a field, tearing his wings in the process. As he lay bleeding, a dove came to him, and taking white feathers from her own back, healed him. Since then, the mockingbird has worn these white feathers as a reminder to be humble.